guys, so in this video I'm just gonna, we're going to take the zombie that we did in my original first tutorial, and we're going to be expanding on it, adding more to it. In this case, we're adding sub-origins, so sub-races, you know. You get to choose variants to what your zombie is. So we'll go through the powers, and this episode is going to be focusing on the Husk. Okay, so just real quick, let me show you what we're going to be doing. If you go into our Orb of Origin, we have our zombie, and I changed it, so now instead of saying I changed it to a zombie head. So if we go in here, we go into Origins, and we say zombie, just a Minecraft zombie head. Order 7, Impact 2, Zombie, choose a zombie variant. I gave it only 2 powers, allowing you to be friends with all zombies, because that's going to apply to every single zombie variant, which is useful as they all are zombies. So if we go into this one, now choose your zombie variant. It takes you to the next layer. And in here, the first one is the Husk with sand. You are a Husk. Now, and we'll wilting touch, how to do something when you hit something. Sandwalker, you spawn in the desert. Nocturnal. Now, you might think that nocturnal for all of them would be a good thing, except that it wouldn't, and you'll see why later. I did have to make a new datapack because of some weird things going on with the files, but it's just the same stuff. We have our same normal zombie origins and stuff, except I will show you guys in each of these what we can do with all these ones. So first off, for this one, we're just going to make the actual sub layer for the origins. And so what you're going to do is go into, if you see here, you have origins and then origin layers. We already have that with all the origins on it, and so that's going to go through the origins, except what we want here instead is to go into our namespace, and that's going to have another origin layers file. So you make another origin layers file, and then you go into that, and I named this one sub zombie. So if we open that up, what this is going to say is so the name here is going to decide what appears at the top. So when you go into choose your origin, right, you load into a world with origins mod, and it says choose your, and then there you can do your origin or your class. In fact, let me show you here. I've already loaded this world, but so that the data pack would load. But if we go here and get an Orb of Origin, choose your origin. So let's just go with human for now, and then choose your class. So class is just on another layer. These are all just origins except on another layer. There's nothing terribly special about it. Okay, so if we go back in here, next we have our order, and this is like with the origins, you have different orders for different layers. So set this as 1, so it's going to appear after you choose your origin. And so replace false, does not replace it. Enabled, true. If you set it to false, it's not going to show up as an actual layer, and instead you're going to have to do it through, you have to access the origins through commands. Next we have our origins here, and so inside this, it's an array, which means you have these brackets so that you can put multiple things inside of it. And then so here we have our condition, and you can set a condition in these, and a type, an origin, and a layer. And again, this is like kind of like a power type, and it's just saying origins origin, and then the origin is the tutorial zombie. So the condition is that you have to be a zombie in order for this to show up, and it's going to check what layer is that origin on. So that layer is on origins origin, like you see back here, where it's, if you go data origins origin. So that's how it shows up, right? So essentially, this layer is called tutorial sub-zombie. So go back in here, yeah, tutorial sub-zombie. So then we can put our origins on here. And I already put in the 4 different ones that we're going to be making, which is a sub-zombie. This is just a normal zombie that I just took all the powers from the normal one and put it in this one. I'll show you that in a second. This one is the Husk, the desert version of the zombies, you know, the drowned, the water versions of the zombies, and then a baby zombie. And we'll also be exploring how to change your size with both the Husk going up and the baby going down. And then we'll modify spawn, which we've already done for the drowned, do start inventory, which we've already done, but I'll show you how to do enchantments in a way. And so yeah, so if you're going to be making a you know, a size changing origin, you're going to need Pekui. And what Pekui is this size changer mod that allows you to, you know, use commands to set your we got scale set, and Pekui base, height, width, motion, reach, blah blah blah, all these different things. So these can all be very useful for anything you're doing. So if we download that, you could just go into your Minecraft, to your mods, keep it. All right, drop that in there. Head back into Minecraft. Let's reopen it. And so lots of add-ons and data packs will want you to have Pekui because they use size changing. If you know Extra Origins, which is one of the most popular add-ons, it uses Pekui for the inchling. To be a little guy, run around and chop people's ankles. That's my favorite. Loading up here. Hopefully it doesn't lag the video. Alright. Open our world up. And now, saying using experimental settings, because I believe I have a mod that changes some configuration. Alright, here we go. So now we're in game, and oh, there's some more Husk sounds, right? So it's yeah, fine. I know you're wheezy. So if you see, I'm still shorter than him, but that's because we just loaded into the game and it's not applying. So if we grab our orb here, we can go over to zombie, grab ourselves the Husk. And now if you saw that, I got a little higher, right? I got a little taller. Hey, why are you running? Come back here. Ho, not so tall now, are we, buddy? Yeah, stay still when I'm trying to hit you. So if you notice that, he just started having particles. He's got slowness and hunger, if you see up in the top right there. I mean, left. I know my directions, okay? Don't doubt me. Alright, let me just clear my inventory real quick. Okay, so let's see how to do the wilting touch. So if we go back into our saves, tutorial world, data packs, tutorial data pack, data, tutorial powers. Now back into Husk, all the way back where we started. Now we're going to open the Husk hit. Okay, this one is a target action on hit, a new power type, I believe. So Origin's target action on hit sounds exactly like what it does. It's a target action on hit. Whenever you hit something, something happens to the target. And so we're going to be using an entity action. And here we have our and, which means that we do actions instead of, you know, like conditions or something, because it needs to be an array. So we use these brackets. I don't know names. Okay, straight brackets and curly brackets. There we go. And so now you're gonna, after that, you put these in, each of these in brackets. And so each of these are just 3 different effects. It's nothing special. You could just have one effect or something. with a cooldown of 200, it is not going to render because essentially it just kind of happens ever so often, combined with the fact that, you know, you don't want it to stack really, because these are already 400, 250, 300, you know, they last for a while. And of course, you know, we can nerf them, maybe say 150 for this, 100 for that, and 200 for that, right? And the amplifiers, again, those are just like, if I wanted it to be poison 2, I would put 1, and that's poison 2, but this is just poison 1 like this. This is slowness 2. As you know, husks give you slowness when they hit you, but that's not really going to affect mobs very much, like as a husk. And so that's why I added the other ones, to make it kind of more balanced a bit. So, and then, you know, name and description. So that's all this is, just 3 different apply effects, which, you know, different than a stacking status effect, in which, you know, you can put stacks and stuff, and which obviously we don't want for this because it's just hitting it, and it's not going to stack because that could be potentially too overpowered. So, you know, like I said, we go and hit somebody. You see up in the top left how they have slowness and hunger, and poison might not be working. I don't know. Does it? Would it show? Maybe it's not, but it's fine. You know, we hit it a couple times. Jerry over here, he getting beat up, man, but it's fine because we're tall. We can do it. I guess he's the same height, but okay. So the next power we have is Sandwalker, which you already saw. It just spawned inside a desert, and we already saw that in the last tutorial, how to set your spawn for a player. I named this file sand spawn, so if we open that up, it's just a modify player spawn as expected, and set the dimension Minecraft overworld, biome Minecraft desert. And you know, this is not a structure, it's instead a biome, so then you can set whatever biome you'd like here. And so I put desert and then name and description. Pretty simple there. Next up, we've got our Nocturnal, which you guys already saw in the last one, so I'm not gonna go. I don't have to go over that. Large, we already went over that one. Dried and Rotten, similar to the Rotten one we already did. It's just -8 instead of only, I think, was it -6? So if I switch into, survival here, then I'm, yeah, you know, obviously I can still hit him because we buds, man. But if you look down below, I've got 6 hearts, and so obviously like that. Now, next power is Sand Legs. He's slower outside of the desert, and this one is just a conditioned attribute. I don't think we've gone over these yet, but essentially normal attributes. It's kind of loud. 1 second. Normal attributes do not support a condition. So if you did like, you know, just an attribute, it couldn't work. If we open the Husk health, you know, this is not going to support a condition. It's going to break. I'm not sure if it's going to break or it's just not going to work. Okay, so we open Dread Skin again. That is not the right one. Health. Sorry. Okay. That is not the right... Okay, what am I doing? Don't worry about me. I'm scatterbrained today. Alright. Our type is an Origins conditioned attribute. We have our modifier, like normal, except this time it's going to be generic, not movement speed. And you got to be careful with movement speed because it's a lot larger than you think it actually is. You know, it's not... this is actually kind of high, and so I set it to this instead of doing a debuff because I kind of didn't want the icon to appear because in your inventory, because if you get hit with something, it's always going to appear here. I don't know if like if we switched to a normal zombie. Go down here real quick, just so we aren't exposed to the sun. And walker. Alright, so I think it takes a moment to kick in. Yeah, okay. So if you see, you know, the icon still appears even though we don't want it to appear. Like we set show icon to false, right? And there's nothing we can do about that. It's how Minecraft works. It's always going to show it here. It's just not going to show it, you know, as the normal icon from before. So if we change to back to a Husk, fly out of here. Oh, we're in survival. I can't reach for the stars. Okay. Next. Wait. Why am I saying next power? Yeah. Okay. And so then tick rate. This is going to be the rate at which your condition is checked on this attribute. Because and be aware, you know, this is 20 ticks, so it's every second. But if you set it lower, it's going to lag your game because it's checking so often, and so you got to be careful with that. But it's standardly 20 ticks. That's what it's default to. So our condition here, type Origins biome. If you are in this biome, so type Origins biome, and then beneath that just biome Minecraft desert. Then you know you think, oh wait, this is giving you speed when you're, you know, in slowness when you're inside the desert, but it's actually not, because we have this inverted true. So essentially it's checking that if we're not in the desert, we get slowness. So if I run over here real quick, as you can see, I've been slowed down quite a lot. And it's actually not terrible. You know, you can still play pretty easily. It's just, you know, you already spawn in desert, so that's fine. And it's not terrible. And you have to remember, you know, balancing is you guys should all balance, because balancing is good. Oh, the poisoning is working. Wait, husks are immune to poison. Why didn't I think of that? Should have known that. All right. So now that we've finished the Sand Lake's power, we can move on to the Dehydrated power, which is our last one for the Husk here. So if we go in here, we have our kindling. Call it kindling, I guess, because, you know, kindling burns easily. So this one is a new power type called Modify Damage Taken, and obviously that's going to do exactly what it says. It's going to change how much damage you take, and in this case, based on a condition. You can just do it in general, and just like make you take more damage from everything. But for this, I did a damage condition with the brackets, and again, remember to do all your commas. If you do IntelliJ, it'll always tell you if you're missing a comma, and use the parser if you need to. So here it's called Dehydrated. Take more damage from fire as it can burn you easily. Kind of a clunky read, but it's fine. So if we go in here, you know, type the Origins name. So this is a damage condition. You have a couple different damage conditions you can do. I believe that there's attacker, there's amount. So basically, you can, I guess, make it so you take no damage if you're taking, like, say 2 damage. If you take 2 damage, instead you take 1, right? You could do that. But for this, it's just going to be name. There's a couple different ones that you can look up on the wiki. I remember to always check the wiki, as that can be very, very beneficial to you, very, very helpful. So we have our name, our damage type name. So you have your different ones. You know, you can do magic, you can do lightning, you can do explosion. But for this, we're just doing fire. And multiply base operation, multiply base value 2.0. So this is multiplying the base of the damage we take from fire by 2. So if we go into our game, you know, flint and steel. Oh, give me the flint and steel. Okay. Set a fire. My favorite thing to do, of course. As you can see, we're probably taking a bit more damage than you would normally, and Another thing you might notice is, you're not burning in daylight, and that's because husks don't burn in daylight. They ain't scared of the sun like their measly little cousins. So that is why they have they have extra debuffs as part of it. You have to make it balanced because they're already friends with zombies, and then yeah. So we looked over Wilting Touch, Sandwalker, Nocturnal, Large, Dried and Rotten, Sand Legs, and Dehydrated. So let's just go into our Husk origin file real quick. Take a quick look there before we finish off. As you can see, to do a subfolder, you have to go in, say the namespace, and then the subfolder name with the slash. It's telling it. You can do, infinite subfolders. It's like subfolder 1, subfolder 2, subfolder 3. Why you would do that, I have no idea, but I guess your goals are beyond my understanding. So as you can see, I did not put the namespace here because that is a power outside of the subfolder. It's nocturnal right there. And I didn't give it heliophobia because it, doesn't burn in the sun. We give it all these. Minecraft Sand, Order 7, Impact 1, Husk. You are a Husk zombie hailing from the harsh wastelands of a desert. Unlike normal zombies, you don't burn in the sun. Okay. So, that is our Husk, and I guess have fun making a Husk, and we'll, next time, we will be making the drowned, or maybe the baby zombie. We'll see.